guys, Howard here with Easy Blues Riffs for Beginners. This is number 10 actually in the series, and I would say this one is more for post-beginners or intermediate players, but in all my years of teaching guitar, there's many beginners that have surprised me. So if you find it a bit difficult to play, just slow everything way down. Make sure you're playing it correctly and accurately, and then just slowly work your way up to speed, okay? Now, this one's a little bit different from the others in this series. For one thing, it's sort of a Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Robin Trower type thing, and it's based on that triplet feel against the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole thing is based on that triplet feel, okay? So I'll play it for you first, up to tempo, and then we'll break it down bit by bit. All right, so let's dive into it. First things first, I'm in standard tuning and I'm running my telly into a Rude Mouse distortion pedal, and that's going direct into my Orange Crush RT20 practice amp, okay? So as I said, this is all based on that triplet feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the first thing we want to do is we want to form that E7 sharp 9 chord. Classic Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Robin Trower, you name it. That's the chord that we're using, and we start out this riff by playing the open E string, the 6th string, with one triplet, 1, 2, 3. And I'm doing a little bit of muting, as you can hear, and then we hit the chord twice. So we have nice and slow, and then we have this riff, which you can see on the tab. Really slowly. All right, and that sustains that fret right there, the 7th fret on the A string, sustains for the 2 first notes of the triplet, if that makes sense. So we want to stay inside that triplet feel. So you can see what I did was I played the riff and then hit that open E string once. Because once again, that note takes up the first 2 strokes of a triplet. So now we have this. Really slowly. And then we have... So I'm sliding with my ring finger from 5 to 7 on the A string. Come back to 5 with your first finger. And then on the 6th string, we're playing 7, 6, 5, tapping into that flat 5 of the blues scale. Right, so now we have... So you can see I came back and just played the first riff just as we did before. All right, and then we're just going to play quarter notes essentially. So from that last note of the riff on the 7th fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the 6th string, the E string, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and that's going to walk us into the 4 chord, which is going to be an A7. But first, let's play all of that slowly. And as I say, that leads us into the 4 chord, the A7. And how I'm forming this is I'm just playing the 5th fret on the D string combined with the 6th fret on the G string, and then incorporating that open A string. So that gives us the root, the major 3rd, and the dominant 7th. And we approach it rhythmically the exact same way. But it's slightly different because you can see I went back and thumped that A string again. That just helps make the A7 sound a little bit bigger. And we do the same riff, just starting on the 5th string. And like I say, it's approached exactly the same rhythmically. We do that real slowly with the tab. Alright, and then leading back to the 1 chord, the E7, we play. So I'm sliding once again from 5 to 7 with my ring finger, but this time on the D string. Back to 5, 7 and 5 on the A string, and then 3 on the 6th string, the E. Okay, so what we have for that A7 now is so you can see we went right back to that E7 riff, but the tail end of it is slightly different because we're walking into or leading into the 5 chord, which is B7. So from that E7, it's going to be like this. Okay, so once again, I'm sliding from 5 to 7 on the A string, 7 on the 6th string, back to 5 on the A string, and then 6 on the E string. And that takes us to the B7. Okay, and the B7 is being formed with your 7th fret on the 6th string, 7 on the D string, and 8 on the G string. And you can see that rhythmically I'm doing exactly what I did on the A7. I'm coming back and hitting that root note of the chord. So real slowly, it's like this. Okay, but rhythmically, this is what's going to happen. Like that, okay? So you can see the tab, but let me do that real slowly as we walk down to the A7 chord, fretted this time. One more time, very slowly with the tab. Okay, and we wind up back at the E7 for that original riff. But we play this. So we do the rhythmic groove on the E7 chord. And then we play. And you can strike that with your 2nd finger if you want. That's probably a little bit better. Alright, so we're hammering on to the 2nd fret on the D string. Then open D string. 2nd fret on the A string, back to the open D string, then 1st fret on the A string. And that walks us into a B7 sharp 9, the exact same shape that we used for the E7, and we just arpeggiate the chord. So we have Jimmy Page, right? Just give it a little into an E power chord, or you can start the whole thing over, right? So there you go with number 10 in the easy blues riffs for beginners, and in this case, post beginners and intermediate players. And now that 8, 9, and 10 are done, I will put these into the third compilation, making it easier for you guys to access them and just work your way through the series. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. All the best to everyone. Thanks to everyone who leaves so many wonderful comments and subscribers and all the rest of it. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel, and I shall see you in the next video.